Everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, December the 2nd, race number 9 at Gulfstream Park. Let's throw up the field for this turf sprint. We're going 5/8 of a mile, entry-level optional claimer, $25,000, the optional claiming price. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector for this race. And we see the 2 over Gators. That horse has a lot of early speed. Mike, I would expect her to be close. Tracy Ann's Legacy dropping in class for Kelly Breen. She should be close to the pace as well.
Yeah, I think so. Tracy Ann's Legacy looks like, to me anyway, looks like one of the major players in this race, Dan. So I think they got to use her speed from the outside. But over Gators, the 2, she hasn't run on turf that often, but she's pretty fast.
Let's talk about these horses now in post-position order. Beginning with the 1, Defy Expectations. Defy Expectations has speed. She could probably find a good spot tracking the pace along the inside. Brittany Russell's been winning just about everything at Laurel Park recently. But let's go back to this one's most recent race. Shipped up to Belmont, caught yielding ground, and was up on a fast pace. Let's watch that race right now. Defy Expectations is going to run third in here, a $40,000 non-winners at 2 life. And I don't know, Mike, I didn't think this was a great bunch of horses, and I think she's facing tougher in this spot.
I think we kind of look at her the exact same way, Dan. She ran fine in that race, considering that, as you mentioned, it was a pretty fast pace. So maybe that had something, just offers something of an excuse for her. I just don't. Those horses that ran 1-2 in that race, I don't like those horses, Dan. I didn't want to bet this horse back in this spot.
The number 2 over Gators is going to have to overcome a substantial layoff. She hasn't raced in about 3.5 months, but the last time she ran on turf, she gave a good effort way back on March 14th. Let's watch that race right now. Over Gators showed good speed down towards the inside. We see an upper stretch. She comes out a little bit, bumps with the horse that's eventually going to beat her, and she digs down. She's pretty game to the wire. She earned a 75 buyer for a March 3-year-old. I think that's pretty solid. She'll be close to the pace. This is a big ask, though, for a new barn off the layoff.
I guess we'll see what she does. She was very game in that race, Dan, getting run down late there by an odds-on favorite. I thought she ran fine in that race. The problem, I guess, that I had with her more than anything else is since she broke her maiden off the layoff in January, she's blown 4 stretch leads in her races since then, including both turf races. We'll see if she can hold on this time.
Catch a Thrill, the number 3. Now, listen, she's very consistent from a buyer speed figure standpoint, consistently among the better buyers in this field. The issue is she's 1 for 8 lifetime. She has 5 second-place finishes on her record, as in this race on September the 17th, a race in which she was 3 wide all the way around the track. She takes a good run at this horse on the lead, Katie Lee. She just can't get to her. I didn't love the field she was in against. She's a non-winners or 2 life eligible, taking on multiple winners. I don't know if I take her at 8-5, but she is a strong contender on the figs.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I don't know how great a gamble she is at a short price in here, Dan, especially considering that race that we just watched there. To me, that was not a good performance. Some of her other losses in New York, especially, I thought that she ran really well in some of those races, even though she didn't get the job done. That race last time, a little tougher to excuse. She did get wired that day. We'll see if she bounces back. One of her good efforts is going to make her very tough in here.
Lady Boss, the number 4, is going back to the Elizabeth Doblas barn. And the last time she was in this barn, the last time she raced at Gulfstream Park, that was a maiden win with a solid buyer speed figure on July the 26th, showing speed. With the blinkers on, I think that she can show speed once again, Mike. But she's a non-winners at 2 life eligible, stepping up in class.
Maybe returning to this barn will get her back to her good form. I suppose that could make her a contender. Dan, I thought her debut on turf was pretty good. I didn't love her maiden win quite as much, but she did get the job done in that race. Her last 2 races at Delaware have been very bad.
Now, this field has 26 lifetime victories combined. Sanity, the number 5, has 10 of those wins, and a fast pace could help her chances. Let's watch her most recent start at Monmouth on September the 26th for Kelly Breen, and she's going to rally to finish second in here. This was an okay field of optional claiming horses. It'll be interesting to see how she classes up with these. Being a 10-time winner in this field doesn't hurt, and she'll be running late.
Yeah, listen, she's won 10 races in her career. I'm not going to knock her. Her form so far this year hasn't been that great. She did win at Belmont against 25 claimers. When you go back and watch that race, then first of all, that was not a very strong 25 claimer. She got an absolute perfect trip in that race where nobody else was doing any running at all. And she came back out of that with 2 efforts that didn't really do a lot for me. I didn't really want to bet her in here unless she drifts way up off the morning line.
Back to the preferred turf surface for the 6 Magic Flash, who gets a major rider switch to Luis Saez. This filly won her debut over course and trip at Gulfstream. Kind of disappointed in start number 2, Mike. No match for Catch or Thrill that day.
It didn't run at all, was not competitive in that race, and I didn't see a trip excuse, Dan. Her debut was okay. She's going to have to find a way to take a big step forward here.
The 7 Foxy Mischief, the 10 Sunset Empire. These horses entered main track only, so we'll conclude the analysis with 2 class droppers and 2 interesting ones at that. The 8 Nike Can, the 9 Tracy Ann's Legacy. Nike Can's just been in too tough. And in the optional 80,000 claimer last time out at Gulfstream West, where she just basically never picked up her feet at 11-1. This class relief is going to work for her. She does well at Gulfstream Park. She's going to need some help up front, but she classes up with these horses.
Yeah, she was the only, longer price on the line that I was interested in, and the only horse of those that I wanted to use in this race, Dan. We'll see if she can just get back into form here. Her last 2 turf sprints are not good. You're right. They're against better horses, but she didn't do any running either time. I thought her Captiva Island off the layoff actually back in March was a deceptively good effort. Couldn't win that race, just in too tough, but I thought that she ran okay that day, and obviously her form from last year makes her a big player in here.
You can make an argument that the 9 Tracy Ann's Legacy of the horses expected to be close to the pace has the most quality. And she's taking a big drop in class for Kelly Breen. She ran at Monmouth last time out. She showed speed. She tired. She won on dirt 2 starts back. Listen, it was an off-the-turf field. She destroyed that bunch. So she's coming into this race in good form. Maybe she needs a little bit of a buyer boost, but she has races on the go-back that make her very tough, a 7-time winner.
Yeah, and she has the speed from the outside, too. There's a lot to like about this horse. She ran fine last time. She chased an odds-on favorite on the lead, and once that horse put her away, she got tired, but she did a little bit of racing in there.
Let's take a look at our top picks for race number 9 at Gulfstream Park, your Wednesday race of the day. Where are you going, Mike?
I put Catch a Thrill on top, Dan. I just feel like she might be the best horse in here. I'm not going to bet her, obviously, as the favorite in here. I just had a tough time really talking myself into any of the better prices. Maybe if the line's right and Nike Can really is over 10-1, she'd be the horse to bet. But I have Catch a Thrill, the obvious Catch a Thrill on top.
Like you, I had a lot of trouble in this race trying to find a horse I really, really liked. I think the 2 Over Gators is somewhat interesting. I don't think she's completely exposed just yet, especially on turf. And I know she's tired in a couple of her turf starts, but I know she'll be forward. Maybe she's not good enough. Her 2 turf races came against Florida Birds, but I know I got a price on the 2 Over Gators. So that's where I'll go in race number 9. Mike could go with the 3 Catch a Thrill, who might drift a little bit. Something tells me the other Kelly Breen, the 9 horse, is going to, take some money dropping in class. Interesting race for your Wednesday race of the day. The 9th has an approximate post time of 4:30 Eastern. Good luck.